Welcome back, everybody. We're at our third episode of CountryBoyz.
What's up? What's up?
What's up?
How you
We
doing?
made it. We made it to number 3.
Hey.
But yeah, so we're the CountryBoyz. I'm Jeff. I'm the host. I'm joined here with Matt, the co-host.
What's up?
And then we got Jason, our producer.
Great.
And then as we were just saying, we're missing Justin, our other producer. But hey, we're carrying on. We're sticking it out, just like the people of this beautiful country. And we are going to St. Kitts and Nevis. I still don't know if it's pronounced Nevis or Nevis.
I feel like it's Nevis. I've heard people say St. Kitts and Nevis.
I think that's correct, but I've heard a bunch. But we'll kind of go into why it's named that. Where's Nevis or Nevis come from? So if this is your first time listening to the show, we're going down the countries, just starting with the smaller ones. So St. Kitts and Nevis, it's actually the smallest in North America.
All right.
So this is the baby of North America, as they call it. It's also called Sugar City. So that's another name you could call it too. So it's about 104 square miles, 8th smallest in the world. We got the capital of Basseterre, I don't know. But that's the main city. There's a couple cities in this place. So compared to Liechtenstein and Nauru, our other episodes, we're moving up. We're getting a little bigger.
Getting a little bit bigger.
And so we got a population ringing in at 53K. It's not too bad.
For the whole country, right?
For the whole country. Between
That's both islands.
Both islands.
All right.
And so it's in the Caribbean. As we already said, it's a tiny dot. It's a volcanic island. So
Okay.
unlike some of the islands in the Caribbean, this one's got some volcanoes on there. It's living on the edge a little dangerously. It was named, so the two islands, so St. Kitts was named after St. Christopher. And somehow Kitts is a shortened name for Christopher.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Have
Yeah,
you ever heard?
I call
I've
all my
never
friends
heard that.
Christopher Kitts
Yeah.
for short.
I've never heard of that before, but so that's one. And then
It's got to be a mispronunciation or something. It's Kitts. We'll go with Kitts.
I think that's just like a English slang for Christopher,
Really?
which doesn't make much sense because
I mean, most of the slangs for people don't make Bob and Robert even is kind of
Right.
questionable.
that one's close.
That one makes and then in other countries, like the short names are like not even close sometimes.
Right. That's true.
Yeah, I always Dick for Richard.
Right.
Where does that come from?
I don't know.
They couldn't sound more opposite they could sound more opposite, but they sound pretty far opposite. Dick and Richard.
My dad's a Richard, and if you call him Dick, he gets pissed.
I would be too.
You're
if I
about-
were, you could call me Rich. Rich is cool. I mean, Rich is kind of a cooler Richard, but Dick, I mean, I don't know. That's not a good one. This one I saw, Nancy for Ann. Have you ever heard that?
No.
For
My
what?
mom's name is Ann. Never Nancy.
Never.
I've never.
I don't think it's
never
true.
heard
And
that.
Again, we don't really have the best sources here. We kind of just bullshit our way through. Just first Google article that comes out. Not gonna lie. Look, we're not here to say that we're experts. We're not here to say we know everything about these countries. And actually, we don't.
No,
we're
and
the
don't
opposite
Use
of
us
it.
for your reports. Not yet. Maybe down the road, but
That's
not credible.
We'll get professional researchers.
We're like
That's a great
Three
three
point.
spots under Wikipedia
right.
Yeah.
for credibility.
For credibility, we're maybe a step up from your uncle who's telling you something. Oh yeah, St. Kitts and Nevis.
Right.
We're a little bit more than him, but not too much.
Went there
But
once on a cruise. I know all about it.
Actually, yeah.
Right.
Decent.
Another one I saw was Daisy for Peggy. Like that's two
What?
different names. Again, I don't even know what the website is, but
Sounds made up.
it
Not
sounds
you,
like
but someone on that website.
an idiot wrote this. But I
Being
don't
that
know.
Jeff does all our research, it could be made up.
Yeah.
Very well.
Nevis, it was actually named after Nevis, the Spanish word for snow.
Okay.
And that was shortened. Again, another British
Again.
botchering of the name, like British people tend to do. I don't know if you watch soccer, you'll know that the British announcers, they can't pronounce anybody's name correctly.
That's true.
I know
I'm trying to
there's
think
one of the FIFAs where Luis Suarez was Luis Soiree. That's what the announcer is calling him. It's like, dude, he's not French. I don't know where you're getting this shit from.
It's computer generated English broadcaster. Soiree.
Yeah. So, do you know why they called it Nevis? Any?
Well, no, since you said snow, and this is in the Caribbean.
Volcanic
Oh,
ash of
okay.
snow.
You're thinking
maybe?
logically.
That's close. It does have to do with the volcano. So, the island of Nevis, it's actually kind of just one big volcano. The other island, so Nevis is a smaller one. But when Christopher Columbus was sailing on over, he saw there was a bunch of white clouds, and I guess this volcano always has white clouds around it. So he said, "Oh, it looks like snow." It's like, no, you fucking idiot! You're in the middle of the Caribbean. It's a cloud. But the name stuck.
Didn't you realize it was hot?
Yeah, you know you're sweating right now. So that's why they called it that. And then, of course, they shortened it from Nevis to Nevis. Nevis.
Nevis.
I don't know.
Nevis.
We'll go with all of them so nobody can complain or say anything. So in this place, they speak English. They also speak a Creole, which a lot of these islands kind of maybe have their own variety or kind of their own slang.
Right, yeah, there's a lot of that.
But it's an English-speaking country. So it was colonized by the English. So we said Columbus went there, right? So that was, I think it might have actually been the first island that Columbus hit. Or not first, but first one that he kind of settled in.
Oh,
so he went to a couple, like Dominican Republic, and then this might have been...
there was a few, right? Yeah.
This might have been the one, but he didn't really have a permanent colony. I think the first big European colony was the English. So they were the first to kind of settle down there. They split it with the French. They wiped out all the natives, like they tend to do too. And for most, up until, I want to say the 1980s, it was a colony. And then they became their own country.
Was a colony of English?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like a lot of these islands in the Caribbean, you'll have some that are actual countries that kind of declare their own, and then you have some that are like the Virgin Islands.
Yeah, I was going to say, is this part of the Virgin Islands or no?
It's close to there. It's kind of close to Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico.
You couldn't swim from one to another.
Oh, God. A lot of those in the Western are very spread out.
No, but you can swim from St. Kitts to Nevis.
Is there a competition for this? Or
funny you ask. We'll get to that.
Oh, nice.
But there actually is. There's a race they do. But yeah, we'll get into that a little bit later.
We're going to get Jason on a plane down there real quick.
I'm going. Frequent flyer.
Yeah, I think, we could conclude this episode now and say we would all go here. This place is like
it's a
great vacation destination from everything I've seen. We still might need a couple more facts to make up our minds completely. It is warm and tropical. Duh. We know that Columbus was a huge idiot thinking it was snow, but we know it's not. So nice temperate climate.
He was also going to India, so
he didn't know what the hell he was doing.
And I've seen the little circles on the maps. He was just driving.
I guess to be fair, I don't think he actually thought it was snow. I think he said it reminded him of it, but we won't give him the benefit of the doubt. We'll just say he thought it was snow.
I mean, it's kind of cool to shit on Christopher Columbus nowadays, I think. Not making a judgment, just seems like.
Yeah. He was crazy. And, there were other explorers. It wasn't like he was the only one. He just got the credit.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you get to this place, again, super nice looking.
Isabella.
It's nice on the eyes. So it used to be the highest producer of sugar cane, for a little while, for a small island. That's why they call it Sugar City.
Too sweet, right?
And so on this super fertile island, one thing that's kind of interesting is it's overrun by monkeys.
Damn.
And these aren't native monkeys. They were brought over here by the French, and then they just took off.
Interesting.
So I think there's more monkeys.
What kind of monkeys?
So they are...
These like the short little cute spider monkeys?
No, they look kind of big.
Monkeys.
Oh.
Not the little tiny baby ones, but they looked,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Interesting.
Not gorillas we're talking here, or chimpanzees, but...
They have tails.
Yeah.
Monkeys, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're not little lemurs or something. I guess lemurs have tails.
Yeah. But what's crazy, though, is these monkeys get sugar addictions like humans because if there's...
Oh, right.
Yeah, and then there's an island called Monkey Island near Vietnam, and they're mean. They're mean because they want the sugar bad. And they want beer, too, because they'll just chug it.
Yeah.
And they don't weigh much. They get pretty wasted.
Yeah.
So that's that's one thing. These monkeys do have an alcohol problem.
You
Because-
serious?
These guys on this island?
Yeah.
Maybe I don't want to go.
How bad of a problem?
Apparently
is that?
they get drunk and they fight, and they're a big nuisance. And there's nothing that can, other than people, there's nothing that can really control this.
Is this kind of like chicken fighting or dog fighting? Do they pit them against each other? Okay, you want this candy?
I think they're just around. And that kind of begs the question where, as Americans, we hear monkeys, we like the, oh, a cute monkey. But
Yeah,
if you're
they're
living
just
on this island, you're probably, you
You're
probably want them
a
dead.
victim. Yeah, you're probably...
I mean, they're overrun everywhere. It's, that's probably the worst nuisance you could have. Like, give me squirrels, raccoons,
chipmunks.
rats, chipmunks. I'll take all of those over some monkeys, especially if they're drunk and they're
Yeah, well, they're smart.
Because you're smart.
The problem is
yeah.
they
Right.
have thumbs.
Right.
They're
smart,
Exactly.
they have
They can,
thumbs.
they can
You
figure
know,
shit
tails.
out.
We don't have tails anymore.
Right.
We got that on us.
You still
well,
have a
speak for yourself.
Oh, Jeff.
Hey, I was born near a radioactive waste plant. All right, I can't help it. But yeah, I feel like if I was there, I'd feel bad killing a monkey. But I think if you live there, you'd have to.
Dude, him versus you?
Well, it'd be a pack.
How big are these monkeys? What kind of monkeys?
Well, say this big.
this big.
So maybe a
If you're
third.
listening to this, it's like the size of a beach
third
ball.
of your size, maybe. maybe a beach ball is a good thing. So you could probably punt them pretty far. I don't know what they're.
You just kind of get the island in your view, and you just start seeing these flying little things around. You come get a little bit closer, and you realize the whole population is just booting monkeys around.
Yeah, what kind of place am I?
Looks
in?
like a party. Oh no, that doesn't look like a party.
Although I didn't hear a lot about the monkeys, but I think they're manageable. I don't think
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
it's not Planet of the Apes here, but it's,
Right.
It
It's,
could be.
it could
If
be.
left unchecked.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, maybe this is where it starts.
I mean, I feel if alligators, crocodiles, they could be. They say they're super smart.
right.
We don't know about them because they're invisible. I don't know this.
I think as long as you carry around a 6-pack and you're keeping the monkeys drunk and
Some Oreos.
they'll stay away from you. So yeah, some Oreos, a
But I don't want
6-pack.
to share my beer with a
Well,
monkey.
no, you get some shitty beer for the monkey, and then you have some others for
Haha,
yourself.
it was non-alcoholic monkeys.
Yeah. You're just acting drunk.
Oh yeah,
Can't read.
give him that new Heineken that tastes
Oh,
like
yeah,
Heineken. You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Okay, here's bowl.
So one thing about this place, it has some weird ass names. So just some of the bays and the mountains,
Okay.
they're weird. So I'm gonna name some of them, and you guys have to guess which one's not real.
Okay.
So all of these are real, one's not. All right. So Booby Island,
That's definitely real.
Shitten Bay,
That could be real.
Lovers Beach,
Maybe.
That's fake.
Fartknocker Peninsula.
That's not real.
All right, fine, you got me. But either way, it sounds like they just let an 8th grader loose on this island, and he's just Booby Hill, Shitten Bay. They got some weird ass names, but yeah, Fartknocker Peninsula is not real. Maybe if someone's there, they could find a peninsula and name it. We can take credit,
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we're gonna go rediscover this island like Columbus did, and then we're gonna rename everything the way we want it.
Rediscover it just from our perspective. Not like thousands of people haven't been there. For us, it'll be new. And just some of the others they had was Hicks Village. I just imagine there's a bunch of Hicks, like rednecks living there. Not the case, but when I discover it, that's what I would imagine. Brick Kiln, Canada. And then they also have a place called Taylor's Pleasure, which sounds like a sex store or something.
Right.
But I guess that's a neighborhood.
Sounds like some place you come up to in Key West or something like that.
Yeah.
Like
Taylor's Pleasure.
this bar's the best. You ever heard of it? It's called Taylor's Pleasure. I'm not going there with you, Jeff.
Yeah, I'm not going there. I don't know who Taylor is. And just one of the things about the physical, the last thing to kind of go on is all the beaches there are public. So you could go anywhere and no one can say shit.
Pretty sweet.
Yeah.
But one thing too, just kind of the last thing on the physical. So half of the island's on the Atlantic, half is on the Pacific, on the Caribbean. So one of the side, like the Caribbean side, it's more mellow, probably more the beach side you want to go to. The Atlantic side, I don't think you want to go to these beaches.
Rough and wild.
Yeah, you'll get tossed around. I mean,
yeah, they probably get hit by hurricanes left and right too, I imagine.
they do, but I think they've avoided a lot recently.
Really?
For some reason, I remember hearing that.
I guess that's a good thing when the island's small. Is there's a good chance
Yeah, it could probably
miss you,
avoid stuff.
you know, maybe. But when it does hit,
It just depends on how much. Yeah, depends on where you're at in the path.
Yeah. So we already talked a little bit about the history, but just a few other kind of facts going into that. So first European colony, first English colony in the Caribbean. So that's where they set up their shop. Alexander Hamilton was born here. He kind of lived there for a long
The
time.
guy from that play in New York.
Yeah, they made the play about him on this island.
Oh, they did. Oh, okay.
I think William Burr shot him, right? There was a commercial with milk, and he
Yeah,
was quite frustrated about it.
I haven't seen the play, but
Me either. I've heard good things.
I've heard good things. I
Yeah.
wonder if they mentioned St. Kitts and Nevis, or maybe they go there in the play.
Oh man, that'd be so.
I thought that's
good.
where
That
the
would
play
be
was
awesome.
based.
Yeah.
Really meaningful.
Well, okay, you caught me. I made it up. All right. That's the only thing I know about Alexander Hamilton. He's on the $10 bill. He was shot. There's a play, and now I can add. He also lived in St. Kitts and Nevis. So it was the largest producer of sugarcane. There's a lot of old plantations still around. They stopped growing sugarcane. They kind of shifted their industries from that to tourism. So you can still get rum and stuff there. I think they probably
They
still
probably
have a
still
few.
make some. Yeah.
There's still a
Yeah.
few going on there, but
private stash. Yeah.
yeah. And then so it became a country in 1967. So a little bit longer than we had originally said, maybe.
Rock and roll is older than the country, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's been a colony for longer than rock and roll.
Yeah, but we're just a country.
Yeah, but for a country.
I don't know why I'm using that as a.
That's just
I know when rock and roll was born.
that's just your BC and AD is just when rock and roll was born.
I do
Anything
think the
after,
world. I mean, music changed a lot after. I mean, I don't know.
yeah. I mean
But
that's
then cameras and things got there too.
that's not a bad standard. I mean, I guess you have to. It's a pretty vague time. I mean, you could say this time or
Yeah, right.
but yeah. Hey, maybe that's a new way of looking at things.
Hey, it's always good to have some new perspectives.
How would you do that? BR and AR after rock,
BRR,
before rock.
Burr and R.
Burr and R.
Yeah, it sounds cooler. Anyways, so.
Burr because it's cold. The island was named after snow, and then R because
It's all coming together.
Pirates, the Caribbean.
Yeah,
So that's always
both
confused me too,
acceptable
man.
answers,
I don't
man.
know.
yeah. I just alternate both.
Yeah.
If someone has a problem, and I'll do it. I'll say Caribbean and then Caribbean, and then see what people see how
Yeah.
they react.
Yeah, correct me. 'cause I just
Yeah,
said-
correct me. Which one's right?
You want me to say Caribe?
Yeah, throw that in the mix too, and then people really think you're an
Wait,
idiot.
where have you been? I don't know.
You know, it was an island, man. So let's just say we went to this island. We'd want to eat and drink, right? We want to cut loose.
Libations, yeah.
Their big thing there. This kept coming up was goat water. Goat water.
Okay.
I think that's technically their national dish, or they just eat a ton of it. It does have goat. It probably has water, but it's a stew.
Oh, this is a dish.
It's a stew called goat water.
I was so confused.
Yeah, I
for about
thought
5
you
seconds
were
there.
drinking.
I was thinking like, is this like
Like-
some new coconut milk thing or something going on? Like
Not quite.
goat water?
That's just what they call
So
it.
it's
It's
a
their
stew.
slang for their goat stew, which sounds good. Goats. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I had beer. I can't even say that right. Birria, those tacos that are. Is
Oh,
that supposed
yeah.
to be goat? This one
Uh-huh.
was goat. I had it down the street.
I think it can be anything. I think it's the style, but yeah, maybe traditionally.
So I was wondering. Okay, so goat stew. I mean, it wasn't bad. Like that's what I'm kind of. I'm like, I guess I've had goat now, and it wasn't bad.
Yeah, I mean, if you like
It's
lamb,
like a goat stew. Yeah,
it's similar.
I couldn't tell you if I'd had goat before.
I've had it a good
Sure,
amount of
yeah.
times. It's pretty tasty, but we mentioned their rum. They do make a rum, so they have this. It's called CSR. It's kind of like a moonshine, or no, CSR is the drink, but they have a high proof rum. It's almost like a moonshine
Nice.
and grapefruit soda. So it sounds kind of like a Paloma, which
We are with
one of my
rum.
personal favorites,
Yeah.
with a high proof rum. So that'll get you going.
That could be good.
One of the big things there is Carnival or Carnival
Mm-hmm.
or Carnival. I say all three again just to throw people off.
Cover
And
your bases. That's what's important.
so that's like their big celebration, their big party. But they do it during Christmas and not Lent. That's the weird thing.
Okay.
Most places are doing it during Lent, and they said, hey, why not celebrate Christmas and
With a party.
with a party instead of just sitting around with your relatives?
I mean, is it similar to the other carnivals?
Yeah, I think it's the same activities and
Yeah.
parades and stuff.
It's just a different time of year.
Excess.
Is that a tourist thing? Did they do it because of tourism? Like, all right, well,
I don't know. They get a decent amount of tourism, but I don't think they do it because of it. But maybe. I mean, if you want people to go there during Christmas, that could be.
I mean, that's what a lot of cities do with their different celebrations. Gay Pride, for instance, has like different days in different cities.
Different
Like,
months
it's
so they
not,
don't overlap.
Right.
And you can attend all of them. Yeah.
Right. When
I guess
it did, because I think there's a few carnivals that are that are different times.
Yeah. I feel like they're usually around Lent.
Beginning
Right.
of
Beginning of Lent? Yeah, in February.
February, so maybe not. But yeah, I think that's why they do it.
Right.
So some places have the big parties.
Like
and
some people are all about it,
Like
so they'll
Fat
go to all of
Tuesday
them.
is just they eat more.
Right.
Like
Right.
Punchkis.
Yeah. That's I don't know why, but I think we might have solved it. Case closed. All right, so we'll get
Full
into.
disclosure: we never do research even after the show.
Next episode.
I wonder if I was right about that thing. I said.
No,
Research.
actually, if you saw our episode on Nauru, I did look up that play guy, and I found something, but I don't know. It
Didn't really answer any
I
questions.
don't think it really. What was it? abc.net.au.
Yeah, it was some weird website, dude. Only the one article. Was
I think that was
sufficient
the
for me to
only-
tell this story.
The only place I saw it at, but hey, who cares, right? So we talked about this swim race that they have in between St. Kitts
Oh, right.
and Nevis.
Oh yeah, right.
So it's about 3 kilometers, maybe about 2 miles.
What? Two. Okay, I'm glad you clarified because I don't know what a kilometer is.
It's
And
a unit of measurement.
I do. Yes,
Is that 1,000 meters?
and actually,
yeah.
I do. Yeah,
You
that's
do.
true. I
You do know. If I had gone and said, "Give me an answer," you would know.
Well, 5. Like
Yeah.
I know what 5 is, and I know what 10 is, but if
Yeah.
you cut it up in between
3.2
there, like I couldn't tell.
right?
Right,
3.2
exactly.
miles to 5K.
Yeah, once I hit that
And-
marker. But if you tell me 2
And
kilometers, I'm
100
like, I don't know.
kilometers is 60 miles an
Yeah.
hour, right?
it takes me a little bit of time to do
On
the
your
math.
Car,
but
look on your car, and it shows both. the
I think-
speed.
Does it?
yeah, I
most-
think every
most
car.
cars do.
You just don't.
There's
You're just
little
not paying
numbers.
No.
You're so American, you
No.
only see.
I live in
numbers.
Texas. I don't pay attention to the speed limit.
So
I will say I like the metric system, but I am a big fan of miles. I feel like if we could, I know this doesn't make sense, but if we could do both and have the metric system, but then keep miles, I think that would make things easier.
Like miles per hour. Like
Still
as
have
a
miles per
delineation
hour,
for
but
hour.
everything else is used in the metric
Mhm.
system. So
I think they're good for different places. And again, I'm not the best at the metric system, but if you're in a tiny place, why not use a tinier measurement? If you're in a big dog place like the U.S., use a big dog measurement.
I need a freedom size
Yeah.
measurement with some oppression.
I mean, but it is true. If you're driving from Texas to California, you don't want to. It's way easier to say miles because it seems closer.
Right.
We're getting off, but same thing with temperatures. Let's be real. Celsius is okay, but Fahrenheit gives you more variation. It's like 23.2, or
Right.
you're
Right.
saying like a 10 degree.
It's a good
We've
point.
got more numbers.
That's a
Yeah.
good point.
Yeah,
You choose.
you tell us which one's better, okay?
And we'll tell the world.
And then we'll say the opposite. We're bad boys. So this swimming race,
Or dumbasses.
Yeah.
Well,
Hey,
you decide.
you decide, and then we'll say the opposite. Wait, I just said that. This swimming race, not too far, right? I mean, that's probably doable, but
I've not swam.
Not
not for me. I'm a
You're not a swimmer.
horrible swimmer. Or at least
I'm a good swimmer, but I don't know what swimming 2 kilometers. I don't know what swimming 1 kilometer.
I mean, you can see the thing, and you're with a group of people. So I think if you're there,
Sure.
adrenaline's going. I think it's manageable, but
Make sure you don't eat first.
No.
at least as a kid, swimming was by far. I did it 1 year, and that was the worst sport I was. I mean, I wasn't great at a lot of sports, but
Right.
swimming I was horrible at.
Yeah. I never did it competitively, but I mean, I grew up in Florida, so we grew up in pools, and learning to swim was like learning like all the actual like freestyle and
Right.
Freestyle
breaststroke
drunk,
and all that stuff. And,
freestyle
like you have to do so many
sober.
laps. Never did I figure out how far we went or whatever. But so yeah, I don't know. Like just
I was okay at breaststroke. The other strokes not very good,
No.
and
different
I did it.
strokes
I
for
did a
different
swim
folks.
competition when I moved to Virginia, and
It's not a joke.
no, I did swim team because everybody there did swim team. I remember getting there and I'm like, why is everybody at the pool wearing Speedos? Like, where am I? But they all the kids did swim team, so I said, you know what, I'm in the neighborhood now. I got to do it.
I want to wear a Speedo.
I was so bad. I hated wearing the Speedo. I was like, this looks so stupid, and I swear I could swim just as fast in regular shorts.
Do you have
But-
do you have Jeff's parents' phone numbers? We should get a picture of Jeff in a Speedo.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's
It was
for
an
the-
embarrass-
That's the paid content.
It was an
part.
embarrassing time
Oh,
in the
yeah,
family.
That's behind the paywall.
Yeah.
We just mention it, but we
If
don't
you
show
subscribe
it.
to our
We don't
Patreon, which we
mention
don't have, you
but
will
when
see
it's
Jeff in a
coming-
Speedo.
Yeah, and that's all. That's the only thing you get. But yeah, so basically I had a swim meet, and it was me and a kid with Down syndrome, and I got second, and then they gave us both the medals, and it was like, I mean, he was fast. It was a close race, but I just knew at that point, I'm done swimming. This isn't for me. I'm not. So I don't know if I could do this 2-kilometer thing. I might sink halfway, and
Is that a true story?
oh yeah,
Oh, yeah,
it's
I've heard him
100%
tell
true.
it. I've heard him tell it.
Yeah. It
Jeff's
was-
been scarred from
Nothing
swimming
that
ever since.
all kinds of people. I don't know. I don't understand.
It was
You've
just
never been
that's
I
how
just didn't know if you were making a joke.
No,
Yeah.
it's true.
Have you ever
And-
been around Jeff in a pool? He won't get past the 3 foot
No,
deep. So
I can
just
swim now.
Flashbacks.
This was when I was 9.
Bullshit, I've
Okay.
never seen this.
I don't know that I've seen you swim. Maybe.
Hey, you had a pool, okay?
Oh,
4th
yeah,
of July.
Yeah, I do.
No, you see me swim. I was
You're-
doing
You're a good swimmer.
all kinds of strokes that day. All right, so one other thing. We're kind of getting towards the end here. I think we got a pretty good feel for the vibe of this island. But last time we talked about you could rent Liechtenstein for $70,000 on Airbnb.
Oh, can you rent this place?
The whole country?
For Liechtenstein, you could. You can't rent this
Yeah, you
place,
missed out.
but for double the amount, so for $150,000, you can pay to become a citizen there. So it's kind of this
yeah.
loophole where if you don't want to pay taxes, you can basically
That's that's the way it is in a lot of those Caribbean islands. I
Yeah.
remember over the, like the main portion of the pandemic, like they were kind of advertising like what it cost. There was like lots of articles that came out like, this is what it would take to be a citizen there. If you want to get the hell out of this country.
I mean, I want an offshore Cayman bank account,
Right.
but like I don't even have enough money in my regular account, so
Yeah.
I don't really see like a huge tax.
if you make over $10 million, that's probably a good incentive. But yeah, that's kind of crazy though, because I think it's one of the cheaper Caribbean countries. A lot of them do it, but for $150,000, not that that's cheap, but if you're, some international millionaire, it's on the cheaper end. So I think a lot of people from countries that don't have great passports, like China or Russia, that are kind of limited, these rich guys will donate money there, become a
get a citizenship.
St. Kitchen or a Nevision. That's what you call the people there.
That actually makes sense. That's probably the first thing that's made sense in this entire podcast. I didn't go too far into it, but they didn't make it sound like it was like, oh yeah, you just give $100,000. It sounds like it's some sort of an investment to be able to do so. Like, right? Like you don't.
In this
or do
place,
you just take out a loan.
you make a donation. So you donate $150,000,
$150,000,
or you can build a building there. You can do something, but it has to be over $150,000.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Or you can just make a donation to the government.
Wait, so could
and
you build a $150,000 house?
I don't know how much house that'll get you down there.
probably a
but
pretty good amount.
Right.
I mean, at least these.
I think it's kind of expensive there. So I don't know, maybe, but either way, you got to put in $150,000. That's the price to
Like,
become a citizen there.
Rich people problems, though.
Yeah.
That's not, we don't have to worry
Yeah,
about
nobody here will ever.
it. Maybe. That's not.
I'm trying.
Nobody
to
here
figure
will
it
ever
out.
be in that position in the next 2 weeks.
Okay.
See,
Okay.
No, not in the next.
Don't
2
put a
years.
ceiling on me. Don't put.
Okay, maybe Jason.
I mean,
and,
I don't know.
so what do you guys think? Would you go there?
Oh yeah, I think so.
I'm in.
I
I
mean,
mean,
I think that the only reason I wouldn't is if I had been to a lot of the other islands
Yeah.
in the area. If I.
I mean, it looks awesome.
I've been to a few of them. I mean, I'd have to look at this one or whatever. But I mean, if it's got a volcano on it, it's got some sort of a
Jet ski rentals.
geography to
probably,
it. Yeah, jet ski rentals. Yeah.
Yeah, they got all the activities there.
What's legal there?
Snorkeling. I think it's pretty relaxed, but
Because I've been to different islands,
what are you trying to get?
Like, I think they have some
Oh,
illegal
drugs,
choke-
whatever. I
illegal
mean-
chokeholds. None of that.
Illegal chokeholds.
None of that.
Yeah, I don't know what their meth legality is down there.
Quality. What's the quality of?
But
I mean,
I'm sure it's all right.
I mean, it's good. It's good weed getting there. I don't know if we can.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm sure they can grow it.
on the few articles I read, nothing was mentioned about their drug policy or their quality of drugs.
I'd
So
almost go back to the
that's
shit
something,
area
hey,
if I could.
I mean, I don't
hey, you guys need to tell us what's it like down there. But yeah, I think we can all agree we'd go there.
for sure.
Probably not. I wouldn't go out of my way to go there. There's probably other islands, but
We're not dissing you.
yeah, no, just it's a little more expensive maybe. But
What's the ease of access? We didn't talk about that. Like, so we've talked about where there's like airports or like. With
yeah, so there's 2
Liechtenstein.
airports.
Oh,
There's
so you
cruise
can get
ships,
in.
so you can get in and out.
Cruise ships do go there.
It's probably a little more pricey though, I'd imagine, to get there.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
um,
Probably got to island hop a couple times or something.
Yeah, or yeah, maybe there's some direct flights. But all right, so I think we've made our conclusion.
Yeah, I'm in.
Let's
I'm in. Yeah.
Let's
to
just
see
do
the-
a final
just to
ranking.
See the monkeys.
So-
I want to see the chaos.
Yeah.
Nauru,
Chaos monkeys.
Liechtenstein, St. Kitts, and Nevis. Where are we ranking them?
Are we gonna do that for all the countries?
No, just
That's gonna get really
just
hard.
throwing out a consensus.
I mean
This
then
Liechtenstein,
then Nauru.
so 3, 2, 1. So
Nauru
we're just
didn't
getting
have strip
better,
clubs, so
better and better.
I think too with islands, we said like it's when you're in the mainland of Europe, getting to like Liechtenstein or wherever, it's like, oh cool, I'm gonna hit up all these countries. Where islands, you're gonna see all the islands in the Caribe or whatever. Like, might get pretty expensive just bouncing around.
Yeah,
That's true. That's true.
and it's a lot. I mean, there's a lot of the same stuff, but all right. Well, we're gonna wrap it up, and so we've been to the South Pacific. We've been to the middle of Europe. Now we're in the Caribbean. Guess where we're going next?
Not a clue.
Going to-
Antarctica.
I'm guessing South America.
We're not going to South America. We're going to Asia. So
We're going to Asia. All right.
next one, we'll take a trip over to Brunei.
Brunei.
Okay,
This place is
yeah.
crazy. So yeah, stick around for the next one, and we'll see you in Brunei.
All right.